So much for coming today. This is exciting and it's great to see some new faces, and some of the people with faces actually have some possibilities of using this in a way that we want this county to start to change, so it's really exciting. Some of you know this already. We made the connection to Jeremy and CHEM-FREE just a few weeks ago, and he was at the home show. They were at the home show to roll out this new company. And so now what we're trying to do is get it out into the public, both private knowledge and also agency and county and city and parks knowledge, just because we need to start using these instead of herbicides, right? Everybody, I think, agrees with that we need to look at the alternatives. What I think we'll do is let's go around so that everybody can kind of know who people are, because we don't always know everybody. I'll start. My name is Christina Lefevre, and I wear two hats here. I'm president of Pollinator Project Rogue Valley, a small nonprofit, volunteer-led, and we help educate people about the importance of pollinators, especially the natives, not so much the honeybees, the pollinator gardens, and obviously not using pesticides. And then I'm also on the board of Beyond Toxics, and this is really their office, and so we're very pleased to be here. So we have a really good synergy going, and having Jeremy and his crew here is just really a good fit. So I want to thank everybody again for being here. And if you want to just say who you are and who you're associated with, and maybe why you're here.
I'm Tom Marr, and after some bad experiences at a young age, I've spent most of my adult life trying to eliminate pesticide use. This looks like a really great alternative. That's why I'm here.
And I'm Eric Weisberg, no official position or any other position actually. I'm interested in applications for farming.
I'm Vicki Ashford, and I'm associated with the Ashland Garden Club. We have some gardens at North Mountain Park, and we have tons of small, fine grass in our decomposed ground that we're constantly trying to get rid of. So I would very much like to be able to use this.
I'm Bianca Bayera, and I work with Beyond Toxics. You need me to speak a little louder. I work with Beyond Toxics, and we help hold the vision of a non-toxic Southern Oregon, free of pesticides and chemicals in all of our public spaces, schools, parks, roadsides, and for all of our community members.
I'm Frances O'Young. I work for Rogue Valley Sewer Services and Stormwater, and we work with a lot of local folks on stormwater facilities that are often vegetated and have weed issues. So we work with private and public folks with these types of facilities.
I'm Matt Spurlock. I work with Phoenix Town School District as part of the grounds crew. I'm just here to see what we've got to show, so go from there.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Tula. I'm associated with a group called Friends of Wagner Creek and Talent, and got a couple of restoration sites that we're dealing with blackberry. So we've used a steam weeder at the City of Talent, and I'm just here to learn more about technology.
Sandy Wine. I'm a member of the Phoenix Parks and Recreation Committee. Our liaison is Stuart Warren. He's on City Council. He's also associated with the Jackson County Joint Powers Association for the Greenway.
Seidler. I'm a retired US EPA Environmental Protection Agency research scientist. I'm here to help support the work of Beyond Toxics. By supporting, what I'm doing at this stage of my retired life is trying to educate the public that insect killers and weed killers are also killers of the environment, animals, pets, babies, children, and adults.
Hi, I'm Nina Eggert, and I have a column called Act Locally in the Ashland Daily Tidings, and I write about environmental issues.
JD Clarizio with City Medford Parks. I just want to say thank you all for coming out and taking time out of your busy schedules, because I know you all probably have a lot of other things to be doing. But I appreciate it because this is very, very important, and we'll try to make valuable use of your time. So the process of what we're doing with Steam and Weeds is there's a technology that a gentleman, Jeremy Weiner, invented, and it's called Satcha steam. And so basically what he decided is the best way to do it would be to take water, and so we have our water tank there in the back, and then it's delivered through a pump into this unit here. And what it does is it passes through a heat transfer unit, which helps bring the water up to temperature. And there's also a pressure pot, if you will, that we utilize just for the use of superheating the water itself. We don't want to utilize the pressure in application just to be able to bring the heat up to a higher temperature so that we can apply steam better. Once it leaves there, it comes out through this hose, and then it's delivered through a variety of different heads and nozzles and different things that we have for application purposes. Once it leaves the machine, though, it's actually depressurized. So when it comes out of the actual hood or the nozzles and stuff like that, it's only coming out at about 10 to 15 psi. And that way, one, it doesn't present any danger to anyone for application purposes, and it also isn't disturbing, bark and landscape and bedding and stuff like that. So that way we can get a very even dispersion without disturbing, anything that's actually physically in the soil. So the process, like I said, Satcha steam is just the delivery of saturated steam and boiling water droplets. And as we go through and apply it to the ground, what it's doing is it's essentially boiling that plant life on the surface of the ground and erupting the cellular level of that. And then, so with the photosynthesis occurring, it has to draw from the roots to come up and try to repair those cells. And so we actually are able to diminish the effect of the root with that first application, in addition to boiling whatever vegetation is on the surface. The steam and the water droplets will also penetrate about the first quarter inch of the ground, and that'll also provide some additional damage to the root. But then, more importantly, what it's doing is it's putting some of that heat and that water into the ground, and we're getting into the seed bank that's there. So effectively, we're potentially killing some of those seeds, but more often than not, what we're actually doing in addition to that is germinating some of those weeds. So the first thing that I would tell you is an effective use of stage one of steam weeding is 4 to 6 weeks later, you're actually going to have a beautiful blanket of fresh weeds. And a lot of people are really concerned about that. They're like, well, I hired you to come kill all these weeds, and now I have this beautiful blanket of fresh weeds. That's perfectly okay, and in fact that's what we're looking for, because it means that we did our first application successfully. So we've germinated those seeds, we brought those up to the surface, and then 4 to 6 weeks, once they start leafing out, we'll come back through, we'll do a second application, and then we can go ahead and basically do the same effect to the ones above the surface during that second application, and take care of that seed bank as well, so that we're minimizing the future weeds, so that you don't have to have us come back to repeat the process.